Well, as you can see, it's not the best day in the world for driving. So this old boy's just going to kind of take it easy. Drive about 5-10 miles an hour the speed limit. Hope nobody runs over me. But I just don't see any point in what we used to call when I was in driving school for truck driving. They said we were talking about mostly nighttime driving, but over driving your lights or your ability to see. Well, it kind of applies in this same situation. So I'm going to take it easy. If I get home an hour later, 2 hours later even, it don't make a whole lot of difference. So I'm just going to take it easy, ride along here. Hope it clears up a little bit before I get into Nashville. Nashville's a murky town to drive in to start with. Apologize to all you Nashvillians out there, but it is always a pain for me to drive to Nashville. But we'll make it through, hopefully, with the Lord's help. And so we will see y'all down the road. I'm going to pause you for a bit. Well, we're in the hill country of Kentucky, near the cave areas, Mammoth Cave and such as that. And so I thought I'd catch a little more video here for y'all. If you've never been to Kentucky, you get a little glimpse of it. If you have, I won't mean much to you. Kentucky is a beautiful state. It really is. And I've always enjoyed all of my trips to Kentucky. And so my wife and I, years ago, I think it was might have been for our 30th or 40th anniversary, probably 40th. We drove up to Mammoth Cave and did a cave tour, what they call the Grand Cathedral tour, which went into the large areas of the cave. Enjoyed it so much that a few years later we came back and we did what they call the Lantern Tour. The Lantern Tour is a very interesting tour. If you ever get an opportunity to do it and you're capable of hiking, walking some narrow paths and climbing some pretty steep steps, the cave tour, the Lantern Tour is very interesting. Excuse me. What they do is they give about every third person a lantern, and you go through sections of the cave that do not have lights strung up through them. So you're seeing the cave in the manner that those who explored it with lanterns and flashlights, etc., saw it. Except you've got a few people with you, and usually they were one or two. So it's a very interesting tour, very worthwhile tour. We were fortunate in that on our tour, it was a very small group of people. So they just said, well, we'll just give everybody a lantern. So everybody had their own lantern. So you could kind of hold it up where you wanted to. You actually saw bones in there, up on ledges. They claim to have been explorers who got lost in the caves. But anyway, don't mean to bring that to it down. It just happened. And so if you get an opportunity to come to the cave area of Kentucky and tour Mammoth Cave, it's well worth the price of admission. We had planned to go back again and do each of the tours that they have available. Unfortunately, we did not. It was one of those things that kind of fell off of our radar a little bit later on. But it's worth the trip. So if you get that opportunity, grab it. And if you've got a senior pass or some variation of that, you get in for half price. That makes it even nicer. Anytime you can get those discounts, it makes it a lot nicer. So anyway, thought I'd grab that. As you can see, the weather started to clear a little bit for a little bit. However, I have just about run through that clearing, and it's starting to get mucky ahead again. So we'll take what comes, and let's take our time. So far, I've seen 2 accidents. One, unfortunately, was a motorcycle, and well, I didn't actually see the accidents. I saw the sites where they had accidents, backed up traffic quite a lot, and so people just need to slow down in weather like this. But anyway, I'm going to let the camera take a little break, and I'll be back. Well, we're back in the soup again. Thought I'd let y'all see what I'm seeing. Came through a kind of a pretty hard downpour there for a second. It cleared up some, but we're back in the soup. But I thought of a story I thought I wanted to share with all of those of you who are RV enthusiasts or interested in RVing. I met a gentleman up at the tractor show who had worked most of his work life for Holiday Rambler in Wakarusa, Indiana, and before they moved out of there. And he was relating a story to me about how Holiday Rambler, whoops, sorry about that, folks, camera fell, how Holiday Rambler got its name. So I thought I would share that with you. I don't know how true it is, but that's his story, and so I'm just going to share his story. When the founder of Holiday Rambler, Richard, and I can't remember his last name, started building travel trailers, they were built as Ramblers. I mean, not Ramblers, as Holidays. And his dad did the welding and all in an old chicken coop, welded the frames up, and he assembled the travel trailers outside. But they were sold as as Holiday travel trailers. He got a letter from Oldsmobile, and a cease and desist letter, because their car was considered a Holiday. They had the Holiday version of the Oldsmobile. Well, he had gotten pretty downhearted and was about to go out of business when his dad talked to him, and he said, well, how did you come by the name of Holiday? He said, well, that's the Oldsmobile we drive. And so he said, well, what car does your mama drive? And he said, well, she drives a Rambler. He said, well, very simple. Call yours the Holiday Rambler, and nobody can fault you for that. Nobody can sue you for that. So he changed the name to Holiday Rambler. Now, I don't know how true that story is, but I thought it was a very interesting story. And this gentleman who shared this story, like I say, he had worked most of his work life for Holiday Rambler there in Wakarusa. So I just thought I'd share that with you. You can take it for what it's worth. But having had a couple of Holiday Ramblers, I had a Holiday Rambler. Actually, it was called a Monitor travel trailer, but it was made by Holiday Rambler. And then I had a Holiday Rambler motorhome. So I thought it a very interesting story, having both of those. And that the story of the founding is also shared in the RV Hall of Fame there in Elkhart, or out of Elkhart. So anyway, thought I'd share that with you and let you see some of the soup we're riding in. So I'll be back. Well, looks like things have cleared up a little bit. Just looked at the weather map, and according to the map, it looks fairly clear from here on in. We'll have a few little spots of rain, but overall it's going to be fairly clear, at least from here in Nashville. I did look beyond Nashville, and hopefully it'll just stay like this, overcast. I don't mind a little light rain, but there for a little while it was so darn soupy that I was having trouble seeing. I had to get down to like 40 miles an hour because I was having trouble seeing in front of me, and I had to run the flashers. We just passed the Corvette Museum and the Corvette factory. Beverly and I took a tour of that one day, and I forget when it was, years ago, probably when we went to Mammoth Cave. And I recommend that tour. It's really interesting to watch them put those rascals together. But we didn't do the museum. I guess it just wasn't into Corvettes that much, but we did enjoy the factory tour. So we're just about to clear Bowling Green, and next stop will be in Franklin, Tennessee, and there is I'll try to get some fuel at the Flying J there, and maybe if the Denny's is open, be able to get some dinner or lunch, whatever you want to call it. It's been about 6 hours now, 5-6 hours since I had breakfast, so I'm about ready for something to eat. And hopefully Denny's will be open, and a lot of them have closed in the Flying J's, and I don't know why, but hopefully that one will be open, and I'll get something to eat there. If not, I'll find something around Franklin. So just thought I'd show y'all that it's cleared up a little bit, and hopefully it'll just kind of stay like this. I'll be back. Well, I'm all fueled up and filled up. Wouldn't say that was the best meal I ever had. Ate at Denny's and had the senior breakfast thing, and unfortunately it was cold. The pancakes were cold. The coffee was not hot. It was just not a very good breakfast, but it was filling, and that's what counts. Well, we are entering now into Tennessee. There's the big sign down yonder. And welcome to Tennessee. If I can catch it before that truck driver gets there. There we go. We are now in the great state of Tennessee. So just a matter of crossing Tennessee now to be home. So I'm in North Alabama, and this is north edge of Tennessee, so it's just a straight shot through now to home. And to be honest with you, I can't say that I'm not ready to be there right now. Once you start home from a trip like that, every time my wife and I would go on a big trip, once we got on that last leg towards home, we were ready to be there, but still had to get there. So we're gonna ride on down there through Nashville and Franklin and all down through there, and get into home hopefully about maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock this evening. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. But first order of business when I get home after I get the camper off is get my truck looked at, see if I can't straighten the front end out on it. Between about 62 and 65 is pretty good shake in it. And I think that's from knocking it out of alignment. Riding the Dalton that way. I hope it's just out of alignment, not something damaged. But I know a good truck shop that can take a look at it and see. And in fact, they probably can take a look at it with the camera on. I'll go by and see them tomorrow and talk to them about it. It's obvious from the dishing on the inside and outside edges of the tires. It's something's wrong. So it's nice and stable at 60, and that's a good comfortable speed for me. So Anyway, thought I'd let y'all catch the Tennessee sign. Just off to the left here is Portland, Tennessee. And they used to have a really nice museum here in Portland. It's called Days Gone By Museum. And they had really nice stuff in there. Everything from old airplanes to old tractors, old cars, old motorcycles, bicycles, and old everything. And really enjoyed that place. Unfortunately, they went under, as a lot of museums do nowadays, and sold off all their stuff. Tried my best to buy some of it, but I wasn't successful in any of my bids. My brother was. He was able to buy a few things. So, the one thing I really wanted was a BM John Deere. But somebody else wanted it a whole lot worse than I did, I guess. Anyway, that's life. You pays your money and you takes your chances, as the man said. Not a whole lot of difference in this part of Tennessee and the area we just came through in Kentucky. After we came out of the hill country in Kentucky, it started to flatten out just a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. So, we'll catch a little more video down the way. I'll try to record the trip through Nashville for you. And then do a little short recording when I get home. And then try to get this thing uploaded. And as usual, I see a lot of traffic. Always some backup along through here. All right, I'm gonna pause it for a little bit, and we'll see if we see something interesting down the road to do some more recording. Well, folks, this is Nashville, or at least Nashville traffic. As you can see, we're pretty much at a standstill. I am doing 20 miles an hour now. I was at a standstill earlier. This is just the northern edge of Nashville on 65. The traffic will open up here in just a few minutes, and then it'll close back down again. So I thought I'd catch a little video of driving through here. This is we used to camp right up here somewhere. It was called the Grand Old RV Resort. Great place to camp. They have music most nights. They have a cafe on site. We can get them a good meal if you don't feel like fixing one. Well, probably where I should have went last night and have a short drive on home, but I needed to get some things done with the videos and such, so I chose to stop a little earlier. So I'm going to kind of record some of this coming through here, and we'll see, let you see what I see as I travel through Nashville. It's always a traffic jam coming through here. You've got I-40, I-24, and I-65 all coming together at one point. Then you have Spur 440 that dumps into 65 and dumps into 40. So it's a lot of interstates coming together at one spot. At one point, 40 and 24 run coincident, and 65 and 40 run coincident, and 65 and 24 run coincident. So it definitely gets back up. Now we're starting to pick up speed again. Maybe some people had dropped off at Goodlet's Fuller somewhere, and open the traffic up just a little bit. Looks like we got a carnival ride in front of us. Try to get over another lane, get around him. All right, we're moving now. Somebody had a problem there. They lost their trailer. Clouds are still hanging low, but according to the weather channel map, it looks to be clear sailing. So hopefully they're just some residual clouds hanging around. Hope I can get through before it starts raining again. up on Briley Parkway. Briley Parkway, by the way, is the highway that the old Grand Ole Opera is on, and also Opera Mills, what used to be where it's a outlet mall now, but where it used to be Opera Land. Riley Parkway cuts across over to 40. We can get on to go to 40 to go to the airport. Nice RV. Trailer in his car. I guess that's a lot easier on the cars, but a lot more work to the RVing. Always just towed ours 4 wheels down, they call it. Just tow it behind, put it in neutral, and pull her on. Downside to that is it limited me to 65 miles an hour, but then with a motorhome, who needs to drive faster than that anyway? So I was okay with it. Matter of fact, I'm going to be selling that car that we used to tow. Not sure when, but that's one of the vehicles I've decided to get rid of. We have two that's capable of being towed, and one's a Dodge Dakota pickup, which I can do a whole lot more with a pickup than I can a Chevrolet HHR. Like we're going to hit a little more rain up here. Looking at downtown Nashville. Music City. Never decided really the best way to go through here. Sometimes I'll come through and hit 40 over to 65 through downtown. That's what they recommend there. And sometimes I'll go straight 40, straight down 24 to 40 and go across. So I think I'm going to take the downtown route today. If I can get there. Hey. we open back up again. Looks like they've lost big hunks of pavement up here. That last freeze they had back in January hadn't recovered yet. They're building something new down there, that some kind of a complex at River Walk. Over on their left side, a little ways over, but on their left side over here is the Nashville Stadium. Not much football fan. I find myself even forgetting the name of the team. They also host they also have a hockey team, the Predators. I have watched those play a time or two, and good team. Now you're looking at downtown Nashville. Over to our right-hand side is goes out to Vanderbilt University, Vanderbilt Hospital, down that way. To their left is downtown Nashville and Broadway, where a lot of music shows go on. Lots of music down in there. Also on the right-hand side is Music Row, where the recording studios are. See if I can get this lane. Turn south here to Huntsville, home of the space program, where Dr. Von Braun and his team developed the Saturn V along with other rockets. Where they developed the shuttle program. And where Boeing is currently working on their Starlift or whatever they call it. That's having a problem right now, I think. Can't get them back home. South side of Nashville. There's some really nice areas down in here. And just south of Nashville is Franklin, Tennessee, which is a really neat little town. Quaint, expensive. Springs Mall, among other things down here. That was probably the easiest time I've ever had coming through Nashville, folks. Y'all got to see it, smooth trip through there. Rarely have I come through there I didn't have to hit a backup at least once in town. We had the one on the north side, but south side looks like it's clear, and downtown was clear, so that was a real plus. This is 440 and takes you out to over to hit 40, going west to Memphis and going east to Knoxville.